Hello everybody, it's Desiree. I am back with more on this project. I had planned to do more today. Things got busy. But we are going to I'm going to work on this project. I went ahead and I drilled a hole in the middle. And this is just scrapped wood. So one of the questions I have for you guys is, and come on, really, is it going to not want to let me? There it goes. I was just like, why was it suddenly stuck? It was suddenly stuck. But no, it's not. It's not suddenly stuck again. This is scrapwood, and I want to know from you guys what scrapwood projects, how many scrapwood projects have you done? One, a couple, more than a couple, other, how many scrapwood projects have you done in the past? So I'm just making sure I get the helper software set up so that I can do this. There we go. That's all set up, and let me pop this over so I can see your comments. Again, this is going out to Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and to YouTube. So if you're on any of the platforms, please subscribe. If you're on them, you know how. And I will answer questions as I get them. Now, I'm taking this, yesterday I just drilled this together and I painted this with some teal paint. It's just craft paint. And I decided I needed a way to hang it, so I drilled a hole, and I thought, yeah, that would be okay, but I want something to hang it off of something. So what I've done is I've gotten this twine, this really thick twine, and I cut it, and I've gone ahead, and this is basically wound back in itself. This is from the old days when I galloped. I actually worked at the racetrack, not the racetrack, I didn't do this at the racetrack. This was when I packed mules. And I'm going to show you guys real quick how to splice rope. Okay, so I'm going to unwind this all the way back, like this. I'm going to unwind it. It's really simple to splice rope, so I've unwound it. I'm putting it through there because I'm going to put it through here. And then I'm just going to, right here, pull it just slightly apart, just like this. And I'm going to start sticking these through. So I'm going to take my first one and stick it right through there. And then I will move to the next one, right there. And I'm going to stick the next piece through. This is just to get it started. So I got two pieces through. And then I got this other one that's got to go through the next side. So it's going to go over, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's going to go over this and under there. And we're just going to keep, I'll keep weaving it through on each piece. So I'll start back over here, because that's where I started. Unwind, stuff it in there, go to the next piece. I'm going to go over that, right over here, to the next part of the center of the rope, and pull it through. This is something, not a lot of people know how to do this. It is not that difficult to do. So that right there is there, but this is part of the main rope, and I'm coming over this to plug it in right there, just like that. This is an old trick. I used to make lead ropes when I was up in Yosemite during my college years, and we would make lead ropes using cotton rope. Now this is twine rope, jute rope, but the concept is the same. It's got 3 strands, and I'm just going back and forth through here. So I'm going to go over this. I'll untwine this. This goes there, and I'm going to go poke it right through in here. And it's okay if you mess up a little bit and you don't get them quite in the right space. Maybe I'll come back and do like a how-to. So I'm going to go back to the first strand. I'm going this way. If I didn't have this, I would just keep twisting around. I'll go to the first strand that I see right here. There's nothing in front of it. Untwist, take that strand and poke it through. Just like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to come back. That's from this strand. You'll see this is the strand that's in front of it. I'm going to go over that and under this one. So we're just weaving it into itself. So I'll come back, and that's going up that way and right here. And right here. Where am I at? Ah! I think I did mess up somewhere. Because I've skipped a rope. I skipped a rope. Somewhere along the line. Oh, you know what? I did. It's okay. I'm going to pull that out. I'll pop that back in there somewhere. I got that. And like I said, it doesn't matter because it's still going to hold. It is still going to hold. So this one, I think, goes over that. We're going to go right here. And this is going over and under here. Right here. That's where we're going. Just like that. So I'm going to call that good. They are not going to come apart. Hey, Darlene. These are not coming apart. And it is fairly simple just to weave itself back into itself. All you have to do is spin it. And now I have a hanger for this. So it has a hanger. It'll be a high hanger because I'm looking at that and I'm going, I probably should have done a little shorter, but that's okay. And honestly, and I did this so that I can take this off if I don't like this. So that loop, that circle can be taken off and removed. But I'm going to keep it on. If I wanted to, I could just knot it like that, even, to shorten it. So it's looking very nautical right now, even though I'm not doing nautical theme. I went ahead and I've posted this before, these little feather things that are made with, well, these are made with denim from old jeans, and then this brown one I actually did it with burlap. So I made that because I have 2 transfers I'm going to use today. One is this Wild and Free. Now I'm not going to put Wild and Free on there. What I wanted it for, or the horns or anything else, I wanted it for the feather because I have feather. So I have the feather. I haven't really decided between this one. And I also have the lotus flower. Okay. The lotus flower. And if you want these transfers, all you have to do is hashtag transfer and You'll get a message immediately with links to where you can get these two transfers. I would advise picking one. And I'm starting to think that I'm not going to use the feather. You know, here's the thing. I love this feather on here, and I've never used it. I have used the horn, this part, I just have not used the feather. One day I will use the feather. Probably sooner than later. But the lotus flower, you guys can see, is really spectacular. And yeah, it's not going to cover, you know, it's not, the board is not wide enough for this, but it's wide enough to take part of it and use part of it. So that's the plan. So let me open this up and pull it out of its sleeve. Right like this. And I'm just going to, it's a little tough here. Let me go ahead and write back on the backing because I don't want it to be I don't want to forget what side is the back, because I will, after this is done, I will clean this up and put it right back on the backing, because I can use this 10 to 12 times. And, you know, you could do it this way or this way. And I'm thinking this way. This is the direction I'm going to put this. And I'm going to get this big leaf. Most of these, some of it's going to fall off the side though. So, the next part is to take it off the backing and fuzz the back, fuzz the transfer. These are silks. These silkscreen transfers have an adhesive that allows you to use them more than once. So let me put this backing that's all over the place like this. You can see it has a shiny side and a matte side. There's a shiny side and a matte side. So, shiny side is where we'll put it back. But for right now, I'm just going to take this and take my fuzzing towel. You can use our fuzzing towels. You can get one of these, or you can just use a regular towel. I like these because they're convenient and they're nice and thick. These fuzzing towels are super, super thick. And they are really nice towels. And I've had this one for a while. I wash it frequently. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. I also use it to dry, take my transfers and dry them. So, let me grab my transfer. Just hanging it off my arm here so I don't get it all weird. And I am going to place this down on here. I'm trying to drag this because I want the tip down as far as I can get it. There we go. I will get that tip down as far as I can get it. And smooth it down. Hey, Lynn. Now, I have several, I put a whole bunch of colors here, right? Am I kidding? I was thinking of doing a different blue. I also pulled the gold out. I think that would be too dark. The Tide is a really pretty color. That would be nice on that teal. I also pulled out copper. So you guys tell me, and here's white, which color do you think would look cool on this? Here's Ocean Mist. That's probably going to blend in too much. And that's Morning Sky. That'll blend in too much. So, there's also, what color is this? Oh, this is this color right here is the color I got from my trip in January to the leadership conference out in Scottsdale, Arizona. So that one's kind of a special one. And then here's Peacock. Which one do you guys think? I'm really kind of leaning towards one of these shimmer colors, to be honest with you. Darlene likes the Tide, which, where did I put that? That's Peacock. And hang on, because I did get Tide. Because this is the Tide. This is Tide. Right here. Tide is a little darker. Tide and copper. Okay. Now, here's the real Tide. I was showing you guys the Peacock color. Which one do you guys think? The darker Tide or the Peacock color? Which one? We got Peacock and Tide. And I know there's a bit of a lag, so I'm just kind of waiting. Tide. Okay, we got Darlene's confirming Tide. And Lynn says Tide. Okay, so Tide. And Lynn also liked this copper color, which I like too. So I'm going to put those on, and then I'll probably use this somehow, because I worked really hard on these this morning, you guys. These feathers. So, just so y'all know, I did do. And I think I'm going to move this around a little bit so that I can actually access it. I'm going to shake this around a little bit because this is brand new, this Tide. So, I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to scrape it down in there. I like to try to rescue as much as I can off that foil. And where did I put my napkins? They're right here. I get my fingers clean and pull out a stir stick. Okay, so you guys can kind of see this is a brand new one, so it's going to stir a little easy. Look at that nice creamy texture. And it does drip. It does have a drip to it. So maybe I can show it right here. You guys can see how it's dripping. That's a good consistency. And then we're using the copper color as well. So let me snag one of these. This needs some water. So I'm going to go ahead and spray water into it with my atomizer. And stir it up. So, how many of you guys have been working on Scrapwood projects? Because this project is from Scrapwood, because I have a lot of scrapwood around that I have to do something with. And this is probably about 6 inches across. Well, 5 3/4 or 5 1/2, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and spray a little more. And I kind of have this idea in the back of my head that what we'll do is we're going to do, they call it the watercolor technique, and it's actually gets a lot of color in here. So these spots here where we're covered up, those I can do with the watercolor technique. So let me stir this up, and I think that, which one do I want to do? I think I will do the copper first and then put the tide in as the secondary color for here. So, copper goes on first, like this. We're just going to cover it all with the copper. Just like that. Just like this, right across here. And I got it all on. So the next step is just to pull it off. So far, so good. Isn't that really beautiful? The featherweight copper beads would look good. Did I have fun with the feathers? Yes, I actually did. These were kind of fun to make, and I get where your fingers get sore, because my fingers did get sore. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take this and rinse it off. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to take the tide here, and I'm going to fill in some of this stuff. So I'll be right back. I got to get this rinsed out. Actually, it's not looking too bad. I think I can just lay it here. Actually, tag it on here along the edge of my table. And real quick, because I have a tendency to walk by and get it stuck to my pants. Done that. Been there, done that before. Couldn't figure out where did the transfer go. Looking around, and then I go, oh, it's on my pants. Not good. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. Put this over here, back where it belongs. Oops. I don't have a lot of room here. I'm sorry, you guys. And I'm going to grab some of this, put it in here, and we're going to do a little bit of painting. Put a little water in it and do a little painting. So just like that, and let me grab a paintbrush, which is going to be here. Yes, I have lots of stuff. I'm still moving things around, everybody, because I am still trying to get organized. Alright, I'm going to use the angle brush, I think. I do have a couple of other brushes. That might, That's not. I'm going to use this angle brush and see how it works. Okay, so here we go. Gonna mix this up a little bit. So it's a little bit more watercolor texture. The brush is loaded. And I'm going to come in here and just fill in some stuff. If I can maneuver this around here. Let's see. Painting around a thing. I know you guys are looking at the top of my head up here as I do this. There is a reason that I am going to come back over this. So I'll go right in the tip. Doesn't have to be perfect because I will be coming back over the top. So right here. Here. And here. I probably won't do all of it because this thing's in the way. And then right in here, this brush I think was maybe too big. It's okay. Because this is kind of like more like paint by, I know we call it the watercolor technique, but it's really, I would call this more paint by numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in some more, maybe right here. And we'll do this. How many of you guys have done paint by numbers? You know, I remember doing paint by number when I was a kid. Even color by number, where you colored a picture and you had numbers for the different colors and it was located on the picture. Who remembers doing that? Okay, I've got that. I'm going to go up here. Up in there. And I think let's do a little bit right here. in here. Here. Do you guys want to see any more of this have more of the teal color? Well, the tide color, because it is tide. I'm almost thinking about doing that part. Whoa! Where'd you guys go? Let's see, we're at 30 minutes. I'm gonna do one more piece of it with this teal color just right in here. And it is not looking perfect, that's for sure, but the secret to our success is in the transfer itself. I'm going to put some of this tide right in here. Maybe a little bit more right here and here. Like that. So far so good, you guys. It does look great. You guys can't see where it's bleeding out because it does bleed out. Because I'm not really being perfect. But that's okay because as we come back, I'm going to go back over it again with the transfer. And that's going to make this even out. Let's see. Since I did that, I'm going to come up here and do this. And then there's this, which is the other side of that leaf. And I'm wondering if I should do those. Do more. Let's see. Should I do more? You guys tell me. Should I do more or just this is good enough? We're at 33 minutes, so I have like 15 minutes to finish. And I am thinking, you know what? I need to be done. Sometimes less is more. So I'm going to set this stuff aside because we're done. We are absolutely done with this. Let's see if I can put most of this back into my little jar here. Just like that. So you can use these even as if they were a paint, the Chalkology paste. And you know what? There's nothing to keep you from using the inks in the same manner. Okay, so let's close this up. We're just waiting for that part right there to dry because it's still wet. Yeah, while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to put these other pastes away. And I'm going to remind you guys of, I'm going to remind you guys, I think, of the Try Me kits. And if you're interested in a Try Me kit, just type Try Me. And the Try Me kit here on Facebook, I will send you a link to that. This is the Be Bold, Be Brave, which I did a copy of that. Did that the other morning. I actually did it in the morning. It's pretty easy to do. And we also have, not to leave the other Try Me kit out, we also have Love Brings Us Home. Awesome, thank you, Lynn. Lynn shared the content. Thank you so much. And you know what, you guys? I am doing a drawing on Monday for everybody who has shared the content. There's going to be a drawing. So if you share the content, your name goes in. You just have to kind of be around or come and check back, because after 5 days, it's null and void. Okay, let's bring this back. Let's bring this back up here. I'm gonna dry this a little bit because it's not wanting to be dried. And I want all of this dry, because the next step, and I mean, you guys can't see it looking at it from where you're at, but I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see that it's a little blotchy. It's, you know, it's going over the edges. We're going to fix that. And how we're going to fix that is we're going to bring the transfer back. And we're going to put the transfer back on top. Of course, I need to put it the right direction. That would help. That would obviously help a lot. So I'm going to take this back down here. I am looking to put this right back over the top of everything, get it all lined back up. So I am looking to get this lined up. So we're getting, that's lined up right there. This is lined up. This looks lined up. Not quite lined up because it's a little off up there. I want to get this just we're still a little bit off down here, just a hair, just a hair. There we go, lined up. So now the job is to clean it up a bit around these edges so you can see those through there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little more water in here. And stir that up. Just like that. Bring it right over the top of the spots that I filled in. So we're going to go right over there, there. Had a lot right there. Scrape it all the way down in there around that, because I want it to cover up those spots. Just like that. And we should be good. Let's pull it up. and we have covered and cleaned up the edges. That's the whole point of that, just to clean up the edges. We're not trying to do anything fancy. And it's looking a little, I know it looks kind of odd. If you look at it closely, that's because this part is still not dry. It has to, the copper has to dry. So let me grab my handy dandy heat gun. And we'll dry that out. I'll leave it. But there you go. Awesome, isn't it? This will dry out soon enough. So, what do you guys think? Pretty easy technique, and I did show you guys how to do the rope. This is just basically weaving it back into itself. And this project is done. You can use, I did do these, but I was going to put them, and you know, they might still go with the lotus flower. You could put them up here, might hang them here, or put them on, because this project originally I saw it with a little glass jar with cuttings from plants. You could put that there, wrap this around the edge, and then you've got a complete look, but it doesn't have to have that. So there we go. Awesome, isn't it? And that's just scrap wood. That is just scrap wood. So one last thing, you guys, remember we have the craft room. You can hashtag VIP to get into the craft room. If you want access to the Couture Club is $19.99 a month, and hashtag club down below, and I will send you a link to that. Plus the starter kit. If you want the starter kit, talk to me. The starter kit is going to get you $250 worth of project stuff, and it's only $99. So with that said, I'm going to say good night to you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the planter. See ya.